Hi, this is Mark from Altcoin Buzz, and we're going to take a look at a few coins today real quick. Bitcoin, nothing much has changed over the last week or so, but we'll look and see what some concerning factors might be on Bitcoin. Also, we're going to take a look at a couple other coins that look like they're on the rise, and tomorrow, Martin will look at a couple coins that look like they might have hit the bottom. So let's get started. Okay, to start out with on Bitcoin, you can see the yellow lines are that descending triangle that we've been looking at. We have traded out of that descending triangle. The bottom blue line, the blue dotted line, is the trend line that we've been following. We've been making some higher lows, and that's what we're hoping to do now with Bitcoin. We've got the point of control in the red. That's where the majority of the trading has been going on at about $6,400. The concerning thing here is we really need to hold onto this blue trend line, because if we break below that $6,200, then the potential for us just to trade on top of what was the resistance line of that descending triangle, and now for that to become support, that is a very big possibility. And we are still in a bear trend until we start making higher highs. We've been making higher lows, but we've not been able to make some higher highs, so that pressure is still on the downside. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, we've got the 21-day moving average acting as resistance. We're way below that 50 right now. We're not even trading below or into the cloud at this point in time, and the cloud continues to move down. The MACD is losing momentum. All of the momentum indicators are starting to lose some steam. We don't have a ton of volume in the marketplace coming in right now. There's just not a whole lot here that's on the positive side of the Bitcoin chart at this point in time. So it's very concerning. Again, we have to hold this level that we're at right now, because like we've talked about, although we've been able to hold support back here at about $5,800 during the summertime, there isn't a whole lot of support past there until we get down to about $5,500. And then from there, somewhere in the $4,500 range. So we really need to see this hold. So that's Bitcoin for you. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so let's take a look at another couple coins here that look like they're doing very well. And the way that I screened these coins on CoinGecko.com, I went in and looked at what's been performing over the last 7 days. So I'll look and see what's going on right here off to the left, see what kind of performance they've had over the last 7 days or so. I can also look over at the chart on the right-hand side to see how that chart is looking a little bit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the volume that's been happening in the last 24 hours. This coin, although that chart has gone fairly parabolic and it's had a 90% rise over the last 7 days, I'm not interested in that coin because it only has $12,000 in trading volume. When we talk about volatility with Bitcoin having low volume, it's really evident when you look at a coin like this that only has $12,000 that's being traded, and it can have this kind of price action with very little volume, and a rise like this with very little volume. Now, we talked about Chainlink the other day. This chart's still looking very strong. The two coins that we're going to look at right now are Hycon and Decentraland. Let's take a look at Hycon first. Right now, Hycon is trading at about 4.5 cents. That's right at about the high that it came out at in August. And we'd be looking for, you can see that it's tested the support line back here, which was another swing high that it had at about 4 cents. So that looks like it's going to try and find support at about 4 cents. This looks like a very nice rise right here with a bull flag forming. And so if it could continue on this rise, we'd be looking at a potential, if we use a measured move of the flag, of somewhere around 141%. And let's just say that we found support here. 141% would put us somewhere at about 10 cents. So a nice little maybe 100% gain potentially if this chart plays out the way that I think it could. Now, we could have it fall back here to this prior support level at right around 3.5 cents. And if we took the measure move from there, you're still looking at getting almost 100% gain at 8 cents. Now, remember, nothing is guaranteed, but what you'd want to be looking for is whether or not it could find support here first at the 4 cent range. And if it broke through there, whether it could maintain support at the 3.5 cent range. If it doesn't, if it broke through those two levels, then essentially this chart breaks down and you're most likely going to go back down to a full retracement down to a little over 1.5 cents. So those are some things you could look for on Hycon. It's going to be volatile, so be careful. This is a relatively new coin, but it looks like there could be something there. Decentraland has popped back up again. Decentraland came out last year at the end of the year. Decentraland is kind of a fun coin. It's a coin that is built on, just like it says, Decentraland. You can buy your digital assets, your digital land there, build digital assets on there, and you own them and can sell them in this little kind of world. You can see on the chart, this is the 12-hour chart, USD. It's had a very nice rise over the last few days and couple weeks. We've got a support line that's sitting in right here. If we look at the Fibonacci retracement, we're looking to try and get to that 786, which is about 12 cents, which is also right where the resistance lines up. So you've got a little bit of a move that you can make there. Potentially, if this continues on its rise, you've got about a 10% gain that you could make fairly quickly. Volume by price, you can see there is going to be heavy resistance there at the 12-cent area. But if it can break through there, that'll become very nice support at about 13 cents. And then there's not a lot of resistance past there. A pullback looks like it could take us into this high volume node around 10 cents. If it breaks through there, you're going to be looking to see whether it can hold at about 9.5 cents. And if it breaks through there, you probably break through this lower trend line and then the chart breaks down. So that's Decentraland for you. And that'll wrap it up for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Please leave your comments below on some of the coins that you'd like us to look at. And Martin and I will try and get to those as the market stays relatively stable rather than talking about the same thing day after day after day. Also, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and the alert button so you're notified when all these videos come up. Visit us on altcoinbuzz.io. And until next time, may all your trades be good ones.